So, what should you be calling him? A battle genius or a madman? Yeah, well, maybe in one book it could be called that he is a battle genius, but he is more a madman. Because this confirms that Kanki sees only war as games. For him, there is no such thing as tactics or strategy. He just wants to have fun. And for him, this is like a game. But does that mean that Kanki is better than Riboku or even Shohei-kun? Now it seems to hint that it's like that. If I read my history right, the character based on Kanki did suffer a loss against Riboku then and exiled himself in order to spare the humiliation. But let's not talk about history for now. I don't know it any much. Either way, what happened to this one? Well, last week we saw that Kisu returned to his home, and in the end it was confirmed. That single bit of returning home doomed the entire place of well, what can you call it? The entire place of the hill. For by running away, for Kisu by returning to his place, the enforcements of the hill was taken aback. Even though Sao tried to fight, they were overwhelmed by Seno clans, which is actually no, it's not surprising that the Seno clan stay behind. This was more their liking. The Saki clan would have been going after Ragen, and also the Hishin unit fighting. And so the Sao generals are forced to retreat, and Gomei says to Gakue to return. Don't throw your life away. We will avenge our lord one of these days. But for now, this is Shin's victory. And indeed it is. With this one moment, Shin takes the hill, and the winner is Kanki and the Hishinto unit. And Kanki returns from his attack. Turns out it was not a bluff attack he did on Regan, but it wasn't exactly an attack either. He apparently, once he confirmed that the Kisu army pursued him, he then scattered his troops into 4 different winds. And by doing that, well, he then returned back to his course, meaning that Kanki did not torture Regan, but he was extremely trying to. And as Shin and Kanki sees each other from the hill, Shin thinks once again about the words Kanki said to him, or maybe Kanki is saying them once again in the words, "This is how grown-ups fight." Or maybe saying, "This is a good chance for you to learn how grown-up fight." Hishin unit. As they all party with prostitutes and women, one wonder what kind of overwhelming victory this was. And Ten confirms it by Naki clan just how terrifying Kanki really was. The Naki clan tortured the Regan soldiers in order for them to tell him everything. And once he was aware about Kisu and his relationship, he immediately began to focus on him as soon as Kisha was reported dead. And he attacked the villagers and burned them in order to show Kisu just how mad he was. And it's a way to say, this is what's going to happen to your home of Regan. And due to the fact that Kisu held his home so dear to his heart, he knew he would break him. So, and doing that, he decimated the Sao forces. As I said in the last week, Kisu's returning, listening to his heart and returning to his village was the biggest mistake Sao did, because they didn't have any people left. But it was also true. Kanki was extremely planning on attacking Regan. However, Ten is, I don't know if she is impressed or if she is actually disgusted by this. Maybe it's a note of both, because the way she says that he used the bodies of innocent as a triumph card to specifically goes out Kisses' weak point by dragging off the hill is not strategy nor tactics. It's a method of fighting that even Riboku and Shubokun wouldn't do. In a way, I don't wonder. I mean, Riboku was nothing against attacking civilians when he was trying to get to Han, or no, not Han, that place. But then again, that was different. Kanki didn't only kill the people; he tortured them, and Riboku would only kill them. And in fact, that Ten would say that none would take this risk. Neither Riboku, Shoboku would take this risk in order to do this. And that is why she says that Kanki sees this all as a game, and Naki confirms it. The fact that no one else would have considered this, it became a crushing defeat for Sao, but a crushing victory for Chin. So all in all, but all this method was, as cruel as this method was, it also worked with the fact that our casualties, their casualties was only half of what they expected to lose. So yes, the Kanki, Kanki, the sick bastard, is one hell of a strategist. I mean, he doesn't consider himself a tactic man nor a man of strategy, but he is a master of psychological warfare. As much as people hate to admit it, he can minimize the loss of his allies if he wants to. But he doesn't care what kind of people he has to trample over in order to achieve his goals. And the fact that he sees this as a game, he's basically saying, he's not saying like this is war, everybody's fair game. No, he's saying like they're in the way, so they're fair game. So all in all, that's this chapter. Yes, the Queen China taking the hill, and the battle is now over. I don't think this arc is over yet, but I have no idea what we can expect from now. As we all know, Kanki and Shin has not really so much like for each other. I mean, Kanki is amused by Shin, but he's also disgusted with the fact that of his villainy. And Shin has only begun to hate Kanki more for what he has done. But the fact that Kanki may even be the strongest strategic in China right now makes me wonder, right? Give me a fossil you have any.